In this video, I will be talking about certain important aspects of that how you can compose a professional email following a proper structure, along with what vocabulary to be used and what can be avoided to have an impact over your readers. So yeah, here it goes. Let's talk about the structure part first, as in how a professional can draft an email in the most structured way. First paragraph, which is considered to be an opening paragraph, it becomes imperative for any professional to share the main information, the main agenda right at the beginning. Hence, it will help your reader, a recipient, to have a clear-cut idea and the intent of that email, that why this mail has been written, and hence there would be no confusion. Then going forward, proceeding further in that email, your middle part or your second paragraph, the transition should look very seamless, and for that the second paragraph or middle part needs to have a connect or needs to have a coherence with what you have mentioned in the first paragraph. So logical reasoning should be there, and this is how the transition happens very smoothly. The middle part is required to be divided into bullets, hence it would be less time consuming for your reader, and at the same time it would give a real presentable look to your email. Now, towards the end of the email, or what we call it a concluding or a closing part of that email, try writing something which is rather, I would say, action driven statement as compared to declaration. To exemplify, let's say you are inviting someone for a meeting and it has been scheduled. So instead of writing that please be there or please ensure your presence, you can always be little polite and little assertive, where you are giving an opportunity to your reader that he or she can respond to you. In that case, you can write it that kindly confirm your availability for the scheduled meeting. So hence you are asking for their confirmation, and they can respond to you by having some action. Or if there is certain times we are required to share some information, it's just the document we want to share, so you can always write for any further clarifications, please feel free to connect. So that means you are giving an opportunity to your reader that he can or she can respond to you over that email. This was basically the structured part which I wanted to discuss with you, that how an email can be written in a proper structured way. A few recommendations: that try not to go beyond 4 to 5 paragraphs maximum in your emails, and each paragraph must need to have maximum 4 to 5 sentences only, because otherwise the email would consider to be a longer one and it is little time consuming, and which should not be the case in professional life. Now we can discuss about certain words and vocabulary which can have a great influence and makes a huge difference while you are composing emails. Let's take the first word, which is like when usually people are required to acknowledge the email, and in that case when you write okay. So the recommendation is avoid writing okay, because the word okay itself has got its multiple interpretation which you do not know your reader would take it. Let's say you are writing okay and the other person would consider it as an okay, that means you are writing in a sarcastic way, or you're writing okay. That is what the interpretation can be done. Hence, request you to use a word like certainly, because certainly is little affirmative and positive, and you are acknowledging that person. Second is, if there is an urgency and you need to ask the person that a certain task to be taken into consideration as a very urgent basis, avoid writing that please do the needful as soon as possible, or ASAP, or immediately word, all these which can create like real panic in the mind of your reader. Write it that please consider it as a priority, because while you are writing a priority, your reader would understand that okay, he or she needs to take this into a very on immediate basis. So these are this is one such polite word which you can use. The third is, usually when we start our emails, that we have already had a discussion with someone and we are writing an email to as a follow-up email, and we write as discussed, I would request you to add a word as per our preceding conversation, because adding a word preceding means just a recent conversation, and it would add value to your at the very beginning. So by adding preceding, it would have a great impact on your email or on the reader. The next one is, I would want to mention that sometimes we are writing an email and we want also to have a conversation with our reader over a call. Hence, we can discuss that particular thing. Just try adding the sentence like that, I am sharing this document, however, let's try discussing this at length over the call. When you are adding the at length, you are giving an impression that okay, you really want to discuss this in detail, and this particular word at length would have a great impact on your reader and would definitely will give you a positive response. Then there is another one. Sometimes we are required to share some information and we are happy to share it. So we also write this sentence that, oh, I'm happy to share it. So better word of using that rather than that I'm happy to share, you can always use that I'm elated to share. So elated is little more professional, positive, and it is considered to be a power word and would have a great impact on your reader again, and can give you a leverage that okay, you have got a great influential and communication skills. Another recommendation is that try choosing or selecting words according to the level of the audience you are sharing. So if you are sharing it with you know that the other person is really incredible in communication, then try adding those sort of words. But if you think that okay, it is at the level of the understanding of that audience, then try selecting those words. It really depends upon what sort of audience you are sharing that email. So yes, these were certain elements I wanted to share with you that can make your email influential and impactful. However, if you have any recommendation or anything which you would want to share for email writing or any query you have, you can always write it to me in the comment section and I'll certainly respond. And yes, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Let's meet soon in my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care, all the best.